Lando Norris has a special helmet to mark 100 races in Formula One. Possibly one of my all-time favourite Formula One helmets. This helmet has a sticker to represent every single Formula One race that Lando Norris has done. It's such a clever idea. I found myself looking at these for hours, just admiring and appreciating all the little details on them. It's a really special helmet. So I thought, what better way to do it justice than to do my own personal rating of all of the stickers on Lando's helmet, counting down from 100 to 1. And do let me know in the comments which of the stickers is your favourite. I would love to see if anyone has the same as me. Without further ado, let's get onto the video and start at number 100. In last place for me, sadly, is Belgium 2022. This sticker really isn't anything special for me. It's literally just a rectangle with the text that says Belgium, race 74 and 2022 on it. There's really nothing special to this one. Even the colours don't match the flag. To me, this has absolutely nothing to do with Belgium, and it's not the most visually appealing either. Next up, we have Great Britain 2023. This one is pink on McLaren's social media, but it's white on the helmet. So there must have been some last minute design change with that. For me, it's a very simple design and again, doesn't feel very relevant to the race or to the country. I would have loved to have seen something that actually represented the weekend, the country, the track. There's so many options. And also this was the weekend where McLaren had their chrome livery, so something could have been done with that. Next up, we have a Saudi Arabia sticker. Unfortunately, this one makes absolutely no sense to me. I can't quite work out what the symbol or pattern is supposed to be. The colours don't make much sense to me either. It doesn't look too visually unappealing, but it just doesn't really stick out to me at all. Next up, we have race number 61. I cannot work out what this sticker is supposed to be. I can't work out if it's meant to be a 61 or if it's meant to be a empty battery of some sort. If anyone does know, please tell me. Next up is Azerbaijan 2021. It's very simple. I don't really get why there's a big A. I mean, it stands for Azerbaijan, obviously. I do appreciate that they used the same colours as the Azerbaijan flag, but unfortunately this one is just not very visually appealing to me. Next up we have Belgium, and I'll be honest, this is the one that took me the longest to find. 45 minutes of me hunting to find this. This was the last one that I needed to look for, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I asked my friend Neil, I asked my friend Rudy, neither of them could find it. I even tweeted at the creator of the helmet, Jens Munzer Designs. He replied to me and sent me a photo of where on the helmet the sticker was. To me, this one doesn't remind me of Belgium at all, and I thought this was some sort of 3. So I was out here looking for 28, when in reality, it was this. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a motorsport license in some way, and the colours don't make much sense to me either, and it's also not very visually appealing, so I'm not really a fan of this one. But I did think it was cool that the person that made the helmet actually sent me a special photo of the helmets from behind. Next up we have race 53. Now this was Sochi 2021. I would like to note that the word Russia is not mentioned on this helmet because Russia are currently banned from Formula One. This sticker is pretty simple. The colours are a little bit nicer than some of the previous stickers, which is why this one does outplace them. And it's also worth noting that this is a race where Lando had that moment in the wet, and I really hope he gets his win very soon. Next up we have Azerbaijan 2022. This one again doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. There's an @ symbol for some reason. I just don't really understand what the message behind this one is, but I'm sure something was thought through. Next up is Portugal, and this one is simple but somewhat effective. The colours match the Portuguese flag. There's red and green with a little bit of yellow. There's a wheel in the middle with speed marks coming off the side. Personally, it's not the most visually appealing to me, but I do appreciate what they were going for here. Next up is Hungary 2020, and this one for me is very unappealing visually. I do not like the look of this one. It is orange and black for some reason. Maybe I'm missing something with the orange and black. There's a weird symbol in the middle of it and I can't quite work out what it is. I thought maybe it's representing the twists and turns at Hungary. A H shape to represent Hungary? I don't know. Overall, just not a fan. Next up we have Qatar 2023. It's simple and pretty effective. I like that it looks like a track going round almost. It makes a Q shape, which is pretty cool. I do wish it was a little bit more Qatar themed. Perhaps it could have been that kind of crimson red that Qatar have on their flag. That could have made it a little bit more relevant to the track itself, but it's not a bad design. Next up we have race 16. This is another one from Sochi. There really wasn't a lot relevant for Lando this weekend, so that's kind of reflected in the sticker. It's pretty simple. I do like the colour scheme though. I think the font is very easy to read. I like the way the 16 pops out. Next up, we have Oscar Piastri's first race, Bahrain 2023. It's an okay design. The blue is an interesting choice for me. I do like that there's a tyre, and weirdly, I keep reading the B as an R just because of the way it's written. It's cute though. Next up, we have another Qatar sticker. This one says Qatar, so it's pretty obvious which track it is. Yeah, again, I do wish it was a bit more themed around the actual track, but I do like the green colour, even if it has seemingly nothing to do with Qatar. Not much more to say about that one. Next up, we have Turkey 2021. I do miss the Turkish races. This one is a beautiful pink colour, which really stands out compared to the other stickers. I don't really get why it's relevant to Turkey, but it's cute and I like it. I like the 70s kind of vibe. Yeah, it's just a nice eye-catching sticker. Next up, we have France. I'm not really sure why there's a sun shape on this one. People often say the sun never sets on France because of how many overseas territories there are, and that might be what's reflected on this sticker with the sun being in the middle of it. It's got the French colours on it. I like the blue, I like the red. Moving on. Race 31, this is the last Sochi race of the group. I like the way that the number is written out in words. I like the font choice and I like the colour scheme. Overall, a pretty solid sticker. Next up, we have the Sakir Grand Prix, which was held on the outer loop. I like that the sticker reflects that. It shows the unique track layout that was used for that race. It's clear. It has Sakir written on it, it has 37, and it has 2020. It's a pretty cool sticker, I do like it. Next up is Spain 2022, and this one is red and yellow to match the Spanish flag. It's simple, it's nice, and I like that it's almost a perfect square. Next up, we have Singapore 2019, and this one I feel like I'm missing a reference here. It looks like it's based on a logo or some sort of pop culture, but unfortunately, I don't get the reference. It is cute though, and it feels kind of futuristic. Next up, we have Saudi Arabia 2021. This was the first Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I love that the country flag colours are used. It does look a bit like the Subway logo to me, but maybe that's just me being hungry right now. Next up, we have Austin, and this is the big 100. I feel like this one should have maybe been a little bit more exciting. It kind of reminds me of a cowboy belt buckle or something that would be hung up somewhere. So it's very on theme, and I love the style of it. I just wish that it had been a bit bigger and bolder, considering that it is the 100 sticker. I actually initially thought that the sticker that said 100 races on it was the Austin sticker, and then I spotted this one and was like, oh. Next up, we have Italy 2023. There's nothing too special about this one. It does just look like a general come to Italy sticker, but it's cute and I like that they have the country's outline on it. Next up, we have red, white and blue for the USA. It kind of reminds me of American football. It's simple, it gives you the message, and that's really all you need in a sticker like that. Next up, we have the Portuguese Grand Prix in 2020, and I love the colour scheme of the text on this one. I'm not too sure about the colours around the edge. I do think they were going for some sort of traditional Portuguese pattern here, so I'll let it slide. Overall, it's cute, it's colourful, and it's vibrant, and I think that matches the Portuguese track perfectly. Next up, we have Abu Dhabi. McLaren referenced the "oh no, my shoes" moment on their socials when sharing this sticker. I don't really get how the sticker's relevant to that, but it makes me think of that moment now and it makes me laugh, so. Next up, we have Spain. It's like a circle that's been cut in half and then slid, and it makes an S shape. It's very clever to me, and I love that they've used the red and yellow that represent the Spanish flag as well. Next up, we have Monaco 2022, and unfortunately Monaco, I feel, has been done a bit dirty here. It's literally just a postcard stamp. I do wish it was a little bit more Monaco themed, as this sticker could represent other tracks like Miami, but it is a really pretty sticker. It does say Monaco very clearly. Next up, we have Sao Paulo 2022, and I don't get what's with the orange and black, but it's fine. We obviously have the famous S's represented in this sticker. Next up is Hungary 2022, and this one is adorable. It kind of gives me Barbie vibes. I don't know, it makes me happy. I love the vibrant stickers. I love that this one stands out. And it kind of reminds me of a sweet wrapper, like something if you got sweets and you looked at the front, it kind of reminds me of that. Next up, we have Italy, race number 76. I like the colour scheme. I like that this one's unique. It feels a bit more cultural. And yeah, just a pretty sticker design. Next up we have Japan, the land of the rising sun. This is a really beautiful piece of artwork. Next up we have the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I don't think I've ever seen anyone refer to it as SAGP before, but you know what? Maybe it's gonna stick. I love that it's a perfect circle. It's pretty cute. I like the black, white and gold colour scheme. I just think it's a bit more unique and I like it. Next up we have Great Britain 2021, and this sticker is a reference to Lando Norris's special British Grand Prix helmet for this year, and this featured handwritten messages from fans thanking the key workers that worked all the way through the pandemic. Next up we have Brazil. This is race number 20, and this is the one where Carlos was awarded a podium after the race due to Lewis Hamilton getting a 5-second penalty, so the team all went up onto the podium to celebrate. I like the vibrancy of the sticker. I think it summarises that celebratory mood very nicely. Next up we have race number 60, it's Abu Dhabi. I like the blue and white colour scheme. The design at the top of the sticker does remind me of part of the track, but I can't quite work out where. Next up we have Austria, and maybe it's an unusual choice for me to put this one so high, but I like it. It looks like an A, but it also looks like a corner. It kind of reminds me of a raffle ticket as well. I don't know why, but the whole vibe of the sticker, I just like it. Next up, this Japanese sticker looks like something straight out of an old manga comic. I really like the style. I love the little exclamation mark. This one's just really cute. And a very good job, well done. Next up we have Sao Paulo. Once again, this one is super vibrant. I love that they've featured the colours green, white, yellow and blue representing the Brazilian flag. It's a really cool design. I really like it. Next up we have the Netherlands, and they are represented by this beautiful windmill. I love the minimalistic art style on the windmill here, and of course the Netherlands are famous for their windmills. Next up we have Mexico, and I just love the flower design here. It reminds me of traditional Mexican papercraft, and I really like the vibrant colours on this one as well. Next up we have Spain, race number 89. I'll be honest, I had this one ranked really low to begin with because I didn't really get what the reference was. And then as I was moving around my preference list a little bit more, I had a second look at this one, and then I realised it's the Triple Crown livery. Lando and Oscar raced with it in Monaco and Spain. So that's why these three colours are featured on this sticker. Next up we have the first of the trophies. This one is Imola. It's cute, not much more to say. The next trophy is also Imola, and I don't know if it's just me, but this one reminds me of a ridged chip. Again, maybe I'm just hungry. But I'm seeing a ridged chip. I like the art style on this trophy, but not as much as I like the art style on this next one, which is Monaco. I just think it looks really cute. It feels like it's almost popping off the page here. Really well done. But my favourite of the trophy stickers is Austria, which is Lando's first podium. I just love the way the trophy has been drawn. I think it's really nice. I love the colours especially. It just feels nice. I like it. I'll be honest, I forgot to record something for this one because I thought I'd already done it. So here we go. It's basically a duplicate of the one you just saw, but this is a different trophy and a different sticker. So everything I just said about the previous one also applies to this one. Next up we have Austria again, and this one, the A is shaped like a mountain. I think it's really clever. And then we have another Monaco, and this one is based on Lando's special Monaco helmet. The sticker actually looks a bit like the top of a helmet in terms of shape and design. Next up we have number 75. We're back at the Netherlands, and this one is some famous Dutch tulips. Again, very pretty. I love the colours. Just a really nice sticker. Next up we have Mexico 2022, and I really like this one. I love that we have a Mexican sugar skull represented, which is a big part of Mexican culture around the Day of the Dead. And I love the way they've worked the 8 and the 0 to make 80 into the design without it being too obvious. I love the split colours, and I just think this one is a really cool design. Next up we have Imola again, and I'll be honest, I can't quite work out what's going on in this picture. It looks like a stack of pancakes with 34 written into it, but I don't know why pancakes. I can't remember. I looked through the whole McLaren channel and I watched the videos and I still couldn't work out why pancakes were being referenced. So if anyone knows, please tell me. Next up we have Abu Dhabi 2022. This one looks like a sunset to me, which makes sense because Abu Dhabi does tend to happen at dusk. It also feels like it represents the sun setting on the season. Next up we have a very classic old motorsport car with a British flag over it. This is of course to represent the historic 100th anniversary Grand Prix that happened in 2020 at Silverstone. I really like this design. I love the British flag being combined with the car. It tells the whole story in just one sticker. Next up we have Styria 2021. I love the picture here. I think it captures the beauty of Styria really well. The hills are well and truly alive with the sound of racing, and I love the way 46 is written in the clouds. Next up we have Bahrain, and this one comes with a quote.
Were the fireworks for me?
They can be, Lando. I love this quote. The sticker kind of feels almost vaporwave-esque. I really like the colours on it. It's a really nice sticker overall. Next up we have race number 72, that is the 2022 French Grand Prix. And first of all, I just want to say I really miss the French Grand Prix. I know it wasn't a big fan favourite, but the calendar just feels incomplete without France. And on that note, bring Germany back as well. I really like this sticker. I think it's simple, but perfect. All of it matters, the balancing is perfect, and I love the blue and the red that goes around the edge of the sticker that reminds me of the striped runoff areas at Paul Ricard. It's such a nice sticker. The colours are vibrant and they are also the colours of the French flag. This is just a really good sticker. Next up we have China, and first of all, I love the colour scheme on this one. But my favourite detail is underneath China, it says race 1000 and the word 3 is written over 1000 because this was, of course, Formula One's 1000th race. But for Lando, it was only number 3. So I think this is a really nice way to celebrate that while Formula One has come so far, Lando's journey was just beginning. Next up, we have the Canadian Grand Prix represented by a bottle of maple syrup. This is really cute and really visual. It's definitely a representation of Canada. Next up, we're back with another French Grand Prix, and of course, the stripes on this are just like the ones at the Paul Ricard runoff. I think it's so ugly, but in the best way. It's ugly in a way that only Paul Ricard can do, and I just love it. I love the way the stripes make the F in France on this sticker as well. Next up, we have Bahrain once again, and the sticker actually looks a lot like the paint on the runoff on the outside of turns 5 and 6. I think that's what it's referencing, and I think it's a really cute design. I love the way it looks. It's very visual, it's very colourful, and I also think this is a race where Lando got his first points in Formula One. Next up, we have Australia, and this one is a luggage tag. I think this is a really cute design, especially with this being the race that is furthest away from Lando's home country, the United Kingdom. I think having a very travel themed sticker works perfectly for this one. Next up we have Bahrain again, and this was when Team Quadrant was launched at the beginning of 2020. He had a special Quadrant themed helmet and the sticker represents that perfectly. Next up we have Great Britain, and this one is obviously the infamous space hopper incident.
Here comes Ricardo! It's going to be the... Are you okay?
Oh, sorry, I can't see.
This was hilarious. I love the sticker. It's so bold and vibrant. The orange is perfect, and it just reminds me of that really funny moment. Next up, we have this Belgian chocolate sticker. It's just really cute. I have to say, Belgians absolutely know how to do their chocolate, so this sticker is perfect. Next up, we have this sticker that says forever, and this represents the moment when Lando was asked to keep someone close behind them but not let them overtake. So Lando could stay in a DRS train. Lando was surprised by this and came on the radio to say,
like, forever?
And it became a bit of an iconic quote in just his 9th race in Formula One. Next up, we have the pizza sticker, and this one is so cute. Of course, it is a reference to Lando's pizza helmet that he brought to Monza. That is one of my favourite helmets, and the sticker is just as nice. Next up, we have Spain 2020, which is represented by the quote, "Soy Lago, I am a lake."
Soy Lago.
Lago is lake.
Yeah.
It's a really funny moment and definitely shows how close Lando and Carlos had become. I miss them so much being teammates. Next up, we have Abu Dhabi 2020, and speaking of Lando, this was their last race together. Lando had a special graffiti-themed helmet, which is represented by this sticker. I think the sticker is really nice as well, and I love the colours in the background with the clear Abu Dhabi text on top. This one's a really nice one. Next up, we have Italy 2019, and this was Lando's Valentino Rossi tribute helmet. This was so cute, as Valentino Rossi is one of Lando's heroes. Through his karting career, he would wear Valentino Rossi tribute helmets, and it was just so sweet that he was able to pay tribute to his hero in that way. Next up, we have the Singapore Grand Prix, and this sticker represents the birth of Lando.jpg, his photography account, which became really popular with fans and started a bit of a trend amongst drivers from so many different racing series. Yeah, this sticker represents a really nice moment in Lando's career. Next up we have Canada 2019, which is driving. And this of course was a quote when Lando was driving with Jimmy Butler on the hot laps around Canada.
You're going too fast! Oh, you drive.
This became an instant meme and I still quote it to this day. Next up we have Australia, and this one is so much fun. And the first thing you'll notice is the sticker is upside down. That is of course on purpose because Australia is on the bottom of the world. And then there is the outline of Australia. I just think that's a really fun sticker and it looks lovely just above the visor. Next up we have the Netherlands, represented by a stroopwafel. Now if you have not tried a stroopwafel, you absolutely have to. This sticker makes me hungry. I love stroopwafels in conclusion. Next up we have the German Grand Prix in 2020, also known as the Eiffel Grand Prix. This was held at the Nürburgring and Lando's car famously broke down. Lando wandered off, found a deck chair and sat in it. And it was broadcasted on the live TV feed and once again became an instant meme. While editing, I realised I accidentally missed this one out, so next up is Azerbaijan 2022. This sticker represents the iconic castle section of the circuit in Baku and I absolutely love this sticker. The colours match the Azerbaijan flag and the castle looks amazing. I love the art style. It's clear, it's bold, I love it. Next up we have Hungary, and this is of course one of those beautiful trophies. Lando did go on to break Max Verstappen's trophy, which became quite the moment. You'll be pleased to hear that Max's trophy has been replaced by a non-broken one, and I've heard that Red Bull are planning on displaying both the replacement trophy as well as the broken trophy, but with the parts separated so that you can see where the brakes are. I think that's really cool, and to be honest, the fact that the trophy was broken makes it in a way even more valuable because now it's famous. Next up we have Italy 2022, and this is of course the famous shoey from Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris's 1-2 at Monza. Now this was a huge moment for McLaren fans and it's lovely to see it represented by a shoe with a straw coming out of it. Personally, I wouldn't drink out of a shoe, but you know what, if I'd won a Formula 1 race I'd be doing anything. Next up we have Britain, and this is of course a reference to Lando Norris being asked by Daniel Ricciardo,
As far as it goes, so.
This was a really funny interview moment and showed while Lando is a Formula 1 driver, he is still so young and has so many years ahead of him. Next up we have Spain, and this one is represented by a carton of milk. We've learned that Lando really likes his milk, and this was the first we heard of it when he was given his new McLaren hypercar and decided to take it to a local supermarket to buy milk. He's so real. Next up we have Belgium 2021, and this is the famous race that got rained off. 2 laps were completed under the safety car and they called it a day. This was very much a weekend of what could have been for Lando, as he was so quick in practice and the first 2 qualifying sessions. Unfortunately, he had a really heavy crash during Q3. Most importantly, he was okay. Next up we have Styria 2020, and this button represents Scenario 7. McLaren fans rejoice when they hear this word. Scenario 7 is basically the overtake button, and it puts the engine into full power. It allowed Lando to go for several overtakes at the end of the Styrian Grand Prix, including an amazing last lap, which gained him the nickname LastLapLando, which is what inspired my username. Next up we have Belgium 2019, and this is a really cute sticker. It's reflecting the beautiful trees of the Ardennes, and it looks a little bit like a badge you'd get when you might go camping as a child. This was also a really notable race for Lando, as it's where the infamous "It's broken" quote took place. His car broke down on the last lap, and here's a fun fact. If he'd actually driven a little bit slower through the whole race, he would have been able to finish the race because Leclerc would have lapped him before the finish line. Next up we have number 4. This is a lovely sticker. Of course, it's Lando's own number, and I just love the way that the 4 is so big and bold and right on top of the helmet like it always is. And this time the Azerbaijan flag colours are all represented. So simple, but it's so perfect. Next up we have this year's Singapore Grand Prix, which shows the fan contest that allowed people to design parts of the logo. This came out to be such a nice helmet. I'm so glad that Lando was giving fans the opportunity to have their art displayed on his helmet. Next up we have Miami 2023, and I just love this beach ball. The colours are so vibrant and this sticker is just so much fun to look at. Next up we have Canada 2022, and we have a groundhog chomping away at a maple leaf. This sticker is adorable, and I think it represents Canada so perfectly because we see so many groundhogs on the racetrack. Fortunately, none of them got hit, but they have become a bit of a staple in the last few years. Next up, we have the United States. I love that mustard writes for text on top of the hot dog. Like, that is so American. I love it. This was so smart. Next up, we have the Mexican Grand Prix, and I absolutely love the sugar skull here. I love that 18 is written into the forehead. I just think this is so perfect. The colours are amazing, and it really captures the vibe of the Mexican Grand Prix. Next up, we have the United States Grand Prix, and this, of course, represents the famous quote, "I'm moving up and down, side to side, like a roller coaster," that Lando said while driving around in practice. Next up, we have the Hungarian Grand Prix, and this sticker, of course, represents the Bottas Bowling. Bottas did accidentally crash into Lando Norris at turn 1 right at the beginning of the race, and it caused quite the pile up. This sticker is light-hearted and fun, and the bowling pin is really cute. Next up, we have Miami 2022, and this is representing Lando's special basketball helmet. I loved that helmet so much. I just wanted to give it a bounce, you know? The colours are so vibrant on this sticker, but most of all, I love how they did the texture of the basketball and the font that says Miami. Perfection. Next up, we have Great Britain, and this is, of course, the fan contest to design Lando's entire helmet. It was won by a young girl called Eva Muttram, and she designed this helmet with her crayons. I love that even on the sticker it says Lando Norris S, just like it did on the helmet. I love the fun nature of the sticker, and the little car underneath where it says Britain. So good. Next up, we have the German Grand Prix, which comes with its own caution wet floor sign, which makes sense because this race was wet. There was water all over the track, drivers were slipping and sliding all over the place, and it made for quite the chaotic race. Next up, we have Tuscany 2020, and this is a really clever sticker because it's representing the moment when Lando said,
It's Friday then! Saturday, Sunday, what?
Every time I've looked at this sticker, I have got that song stuck in my head now, so a job well done. And speaking of clever stickers, let's move on to the next one, which is Hungary. Now, the Rubik's Cube is coloured with the colours of the Hungarian flag. The creator of Rubik's Cubes is actually Hungarian, so it's extra clever. I love the fun design of this sticker, and I just think this one's really cool. Coming in at number 4, we have race number 1. And it's a "Hello, my name is Lando" sticker. This is so perfect because it really sets the tone for the helmet. It's the first one I saw. It's just such a cute way to introduce the concept of this helmet. It really makes me think of Lando's first race and how he was introducing himself to the world on such a global stage, and he had no idea of all the wonderful times that were to come for him. What a long way he's come since then. Next up, we have Turkey 2020, which was a highly strategic and risky race, which the sticker is representing beautifully. It is representing taking a chance and rolling the dice, and I love the way that each side of the dice has information on it. It's really stylish and clever. And this sticker is also really clever. Moving on to number 2, we have Monaco. And this one is designed like the 6 of hearts because it's number 6 and also a playing card, with the letters of Monaco written in each of the hearts. Monaco is well known for being a place for gambling, as there is a big casino that the cars drive right past during the race. And finally, coming in at number 1 on my personal list, we have Japan 2023, and it is the Kissing Trophies. I love the art style on this sticker. It's kind of giving me video game pixel art style. It's so cool because Japan really is the home of video games. This sticker is my absolute favourite. It feels retro but modern at the same time. It represents the country, it represents the race, and it of course represents those amazing trophies that lit up when kissed. Overall, I love this sticker. It just makes me happy. So there we go. We have officially ranked all 100 of the stickers on Lando Norris's helmet. Thank you guys so much for watching this video to the end. You guys are awesome. Please do let me know which one your favourite was. I would love to hear what everyone else thinks. And if you haven't, be sure to like and subscribe. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.